Who are the most disrespected teams? I'm not a fan of that word in college football, but who are the teams flying below the radar so far? And I will honor that part of the question. By 15 miles, I'm going to break one of my own rules, and it's not even close. Mississippi State is the most disrespected team. I'll even say that. And they're the most under the radar team. I went and pulled up the AP poll today. I never look at it. But I wanted to see where Mississippi State was ranked. That was my first mistake. They're not ranked. Then I wanted to go to the bottom where it tells you other teams that received votes. Surely they'd be in there. They put another 13 names down there. Mississippi State wasn't in there either. So the AP voters have Mississippi State ranked at the highest 39th and somewhere probably down in the 40s. We've got them in the top 15 in our power ratings. You clearly see they've already been favored on the road against LSU, even though they lost. Favored on the road there. They're favored at home this week against A&M. Again, point spreads don't mean much of anything when the game starts. The reason I use that is because I'm trying to tell you, those are odds makers. That Vegas that you guys refer to all the time, the guys in the desert, the ones that you respect so much, they're also telling you, we think Mississippi State's a really good team. That's why we're favoring them in these matchups. So that's the first team. Like it is beyond me how they're not ranked at least like top 20, 25, but whatever. I mean, I've made my thoughts well known on the AP circus. So the next team's Kansas. Now, I just told you I had them power rated down near, 40? Yeah, 41st. But we're talking about ranking here. This is where I get to have fun on the other side of the fence, because if I were an AP voter, I'd have Kansas in the top 20. They're 4-0. So, and they've beaten some teams that, like West Virginia on the road a couple of weeks ago. That's an impressive win. They just won against Duke at home. So they're not just running it up on FCS competition, guys. They've won games at West Virginia. They went to Houston and won. They beat Duke. You tell me right now what the criteria is for that AP. And allegedly what it is we're trying to rank teams based on the season so far. If I put a Texas logo up in that box instead of that little Jayhawk, and we had that resume, Texas would be a top 10 team. You know it, and I know it. So to have Kansas not even ranked with that resume, when all I'm allegedly going on, if I'm an AP voter, is their resume, is a joke. It's insane. You know what? Screw it. They're being disrespected. Kansas is being disrespected too. Shameful. Finger wag, Mutombo style. Shame on every one of you, except me. All right, lastly, I think Florida State's underrated. Underranked. Excuse me. They're not underrated. They're always properly rated. They're underranked. And are they being disrespected? Maybe by Dave Clawson. But I would say that at 23rd in the AP poll, I'm surprised. Because unlike Kansas, FSU has a brand that matters. Unless we've got a bunch of 20-year-olds voting in the AP all of a sudden. I think that at 4-0, I would expect them to be top 15. I think it may be because they started off the radar so much. And at the time in week one, I don't think enough people respected the win and the way they got it against LSU. Well, LSU hasn't lost since then, nor has Florida State. And so I don't get the AP mentality, because you're not supposed to bake your preseason thinking into your poll, are you? But yet you do all the time. Now, in my world, in the power rating world, we do, but we admit we do. So how in the world is it that I have Florida State power rated higher than the AP has them ranked? I don't get how that ever happens. They've beaten LSU. They beat Louisville on the road with a backup quarterback in, by the way. And then they just drug Boston College last week. Now, finally, they play one of your precious ranked teams this week in Wake Forest, even though Vegas would tell you they're below LSU. But I digress. Maybe if they get the job done this week, maybe they finally show up a little bit higher than just 23rd. So I would go Mississippi State, Kansas, and Florida State. Guys, thanks for watching Late Kick. Make sure to leave a comment. I love interacting with you. But most of all, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's how we keep all of this free.